Rolling, huh? I know Dominicans seem to be somewhat concerned or worried in some parts, especially the north. We have seen the increase in terms of gun crime and murder. No secret, huh? This violence is just spiraling out of control. I would say I'm a solution oriented person, huh? And we as a society, we should not only talk about the problems, but looking for solutions. If it gets out of control, like it's getting right now, it might be you or me. So let's take hold as a society and keep the issue head on, or else it will spiral out of control, and we are already seeing signs of that. You have children out there. I'm sure you're concerned about what they may be involved in without you knowing. So it's not your neighbor's problem, it's your problem too. So let's all talk about what's going on and try to find some solutions. Can the authorities do more? That's the question. That question was placed to the Prime Minister at the end of the year's news conference yesterday. Let's listen to his response.
On the issue of homicides, it's always a concern. Whether it's one, whether it's 2 or 12, it is a concern. It rattles the psyche of the citizens and residents of the country, and it brings trauma to communities and families. But at the end of the day, for us to see these things going away, all of us must play our part. We must assist the police in apprehending those who are involved in this, because somebody would have seen, somebody knows something. We are a gossiping nation. We know a lot of the business. You see what I'm saying? We are a storytelling nation. So how we don't know about these things? We have to know. We know everybody's business except when it comes to providing the police with information to apprehend criminals. You understand what I'm saying? We know things about people that people don't even know about themselves. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so we have to get serious about this stuff. And when the police and the government are taking action, we must provide the support. You recall that when we brought the RSS down earlier this year to assist with eradicating guns in our illegal firearms in our street, we were criticized for it. We were criticized for it. And all the government has been doing is employing all the resources, all the strategies at its disposal to ensure that we maintain our country as a peaceful nation, as a nation that's thriving on security. Because the last thing I want in Dominica is for us to be faithful to go to the hot water, to go to the beach, go to the river at any time of day. So far, thank God, we can do that without any real fear of our safety. We all can walk the streets of Dominica without any community in Dominica, without fear of our safety. You understand? I can go to any part of Dominica without security, and I will not feel unsafe. You understand? And I think we have to maintain that level of security in our country. But for us to maintain this, we have to have the support. Now, the illegal firearms coming to the country is a major source of this. It's a major source of this. This is where the illegal guns have been used, and we've been working with the United States government, and they've been very helpful, I must say, in that regard. We have purchased at a very high cost to the Treasury scanners. We now have a scanner in Portsmouth. We have in Roseau. We increasing our surveillance, everything, and so on. But at the end of the day, the police can do so much. The state can put so much resources. But if we do not have the society support, because crime is a societal issue, and for it to have a solution, we have to have a societal response to it. So we will do everything possible. But certainly, whether it's one or two, the number is inconsequential. It is really the activities that we have to look at. So whether it's one incident or 20 incidents, is one too many, and we have to press on the accelerator on this and to do what we have to do. And I think too that's where the courts come in. And the courts, I try not to say anything about the courts because you can never quote me as criticizing the courts. So I'm not here criticizing the courts. What I'm saying is that the courts are part of the society. A judge and a magistrate live in the society, and they must be aware of the concerns of the society in the application of the law. So if you get one guy for gun and you send him for 5 years, and you get another guy for gun and you charge him $7,000, what happens? You understand what I'm saying? So we have to look at the application because the law as it stands is draconian in nature. You know, we amended the laws. This law is draconian in nature. You know, it's very strong. It is very robust. I think that's why we have to get the application of the law and understand. This is not for the executive to do this, for the judiciary to deal with. But I think that the society must feel that every arm of the government is doing what they must to protect the citizens of the country. So Parliament, the executive, which is the cabinet as the government, and all the government agencies, the police and customs and immigration, etc. And then you have the judiciary. But as the executive, as the parliament, we have no control or rule over the judiciary. That's a completely and absolutely independent arm of government. And I think everybody has to play the role. Sometimes when you say this thing, people take it personally, they believe criticizing. No. I think everybody has to stand the test of scrutiny. And if we're going to have a solution, then we must have an honest and fair and transparent conversation about this matter. But rest assured, the government is not sitting on its laurels at all.
However, you just said the Prime Minister on the issue of gun crime in this country. He's asking everybody, like you and me, to help the police solve these murders. I remember Catholic priest Father Sharpless a few months ago, and even just recently, speaking to his concerns on gun crime and the famous saying, nobody knows, nobody sees. Let's listen to him again.
Does that mean nobody knows, nobody sees? Why? When something happens, nobody sees, nobody knows. Why? Does that mean that gravity goes down into its tomb because nobody sees, nobody knows? Why? Does
Nobody sees, nobody knows. Dominicans, according to Father Sharpless and just said the Prime Minister, if you know something, say something. Let's take a few calls here. Good afternoon.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon, Matt.
good afternoon.
Thanks for taking my call.
Yes,
Let me
sir.
explain myself. Give me a break.
Yes.
Matt, carry to hypocrite.
What does hypocrisy has to do with that?
So, we'll intervene just now. We'll interrupt just now.
Uh,
In 2019, at West, we tell the people, if they vote and call the opposition to win, the blood will be on them. Number one. Number two, at the 2000 or whatever, we tell them at LV that if the opposition members come on this, on the people that give office there, throw hot water on them. At all that is violence him and preaching. The police never tell him nothing. Nobody ever tell him to humble. His wife says they have their Navy SEAL, and the engine said have gone, but obviously Navy SEAL have gone. They have the people not working. All the Chinese are doing it. The scary have to repent to the nation first, and then the whole nation has to repent to God. Because you see, if they can humble themselves and pray and seek thy face, I will bless the hilly land and bless thy people. So,
all right, but I'm just saying. What does Skerrit have to do with all that? Nobody sees, nobody knows. The Prime Minister indicated earlier that society knows a lot of the crimes that's going on there. We know, but we keep our mouth shut. Hence, what we're seeing at this time. Make it make sense for me. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
But when a Skerrit get a man killed with a vehicle and he got flight overnight.
You mean Skerrit or Skerrit's son? Which one? No. I'm asking you, is it Skerrit because you said when Skerrit's son, that's what you want to say?
Well, it's not
it's not the same. His son and him is different. But go ahead, caller. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Are you there? Hello, talk to me. Yes. 449-3095-96 and 97. I think during that comment there, Mr. Skerrit also said that he feels he can go anywhere in Dominica without security. Somebody saying, Mr. PM, prove it. By going to vacants without security. PM, if you feel so safe, what's the reason for the Great Dominica Wall around your house in vacants? Not Mr. Roosevelt Skerrit is not serious about fighting crime. He's been hypocritical and not being honest about going anywhere without security. The problem can be solved if the administration would put Dominicans first by education and a decent job, and they are able to live a halfway decent life. Somebody's saying, well, don't put all the blame on the Prime Minister. When you point one finger, you have many pointing back at you. What are you doing about the situation yourself? Hello, talk to me, yes? Are you there?
Mark, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you doing?
Yeah, Matt, I almost like the man can explain myself too much good. But let me tell you, this is the man that say about this hypocrisy. Let me try to tell you. When Skerrit, well, I wouldn't say criminal, but when Skerrit and man are upholding and all around him, seeing the criminal activities going around him, and not saying that it. Look at when people go with information about going in manual place. Look at what Skerrit's friend and them, the lawyer them, look at how it go. Nothing. Instead, people name going back on the road to say who they suspect that do this and do that. But I cut him short. The man know what he's saying, and I know Skerrit is hypocrite, and he's not the one. That is why he must move there. He's not the one to come and say about peace and them kind of. Look, little thing he said, he bring down RSS to kill all those people slowly in Salisbury and in Dominica, and talking about zone of peace and Caribbean and zone of peace. I want to tell him to, you see him and afraid the police and so. I try to understand who doing the killing, because not no minister shut up fire and minister doing people so much wickedness, no shut up fire behind them. None of them go get in it, just good boys. I wonder who doing the killing, and Skerrit know it's so safe. So I just asking that question. One night Skerrit and them involved in them killing that going around there. Me myself, if they want, they can come and try to kill me. God knows better where I want to go.
Again, the focus seems to be the Prime Minister. I'm asking the question again. We as a society, you heard that the priest, Father Shapley, saying earlier, if you know something, say something. Oh boy, Dominicans. If you know something, say something. Right, Chapless?
Does that mean nobody knows, nobody sees? Why? When something happens, nobody sees, nobody knows.
Very important question. When something happens, nobody sees and nobody knows. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Hey, Mike, let me tell you, thank you for getting again. Let me tell you, the thing is, it are people, it's the latest kid in the gun, it are people that must know, that must speak, and maybe know.
Right.
But not before somebody come with information, it's back, the police are safe, going and tell people.
So you say you don't trust the police, that's your point?
No, and Matt, that thing is it. All the other day, well, let me tell you, I give thanks and I know God does work. I'm mechanic up here, Matt. I take some money to do some mechanic for me, put over engine and what.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt, you do nothing, he stopped answering me. And violence go up in my head. Matt, I say, no, I don't for it. I don't go and do nothing because of your water to bathe and thing and toilet in jail. So, Matt, I pray to God. I say, Lord, Make the most wickedest thing happen to Mister. Make me be happy. And imagine when I trying to tell the partner, keep him in watch from me. The partner come and tell me the meeting dead on his bed the other night. So Matt, let me tell you now, on the other hand, up here now, the police and them don't worry about people, especially this foreigner. They doesn't worry, they doesn't take no measures. Matt, I could have gone, I've made man in Dominica, how much time I carried my own measures, take my own step. And Matt, this is what I just cause the problem, because when you go into police not doing anything for you, you sometimes have to hide and deal with the matter because, if you understand what I say.
Mm-hmm.
So I just let us scared and then get the hell out of there. We will jail him. If he just leave, just drop everything and leave Dominica, go somewhere and live. All right, I'm listening.
All right, hello, off the telephone, 136. I don't think, is it really fair that you place all the blame on the Prime Minister? I mean, we as a society have to do something about this. He's in leadership, and yes, he can influence change, but we as a society, we can do something about it. I'm trying to bring awareness as to, what can we do as a society to stop this crime? This young man was standing by the road the other day, and he got shot down. Innocent guy. Again, it might be you the next time around. Somebody's saying on Facebook, yes, you can blame him. He's the one to blame. Hello, talk to me, yes. Sorry about that, we missed that call. Somebody saying if he did not fail the young people in the country, he would have been free to go wherever he wants. Just like Edison James used to do. On the telephone, how to talk to me, yes? Uh-huh.
Good afternoon, man.
How you doing, my brother? How are you?
I'm good. Matthew said, the priest said, nobody sees, nobody knows.
That's what he said. I didn't say he said. He said it.
Somebody knew and somebody saw. And when the police acted on Zone News, who asked to bring the benches back, Matt? Matt?
I'm here.
There's enough evidence to let us know that the Prime Minister can, and he has enough contacts and authority. He knows, because he already said he knows, and he can solve the problem. So don't ask anybody about to solve. I cannot solve the problem. I don't know. I don't see. Roosevelt Skerrit is the Prime Minister of Dominica, and his actions telling us that the things that they are doing, you understand, is what is causing those things in Dominica. I can say a lot more based on past history. Like, for instance, talking about the blue barriers and stuff like that. The police sell out devices before the person come to pick it up. And now that very same person is in the States. They cut that very same person again. You understand?
But you know the person was caught here. You know the person was caught here, but he was given bail. You know that.
So he was given bail.
So he absconded the country. He left the country without anybody knowing.
Now the other story is once Skerrit come and talk publicly, that's a nonsense Mr. Stuff, talking about he can go anywhere in Dominica by himself. Why is it when you're in a barber shop and somebody coming to cut their hair, the police have to push them outside? You have half of the police station as your security. Man, get out of there and let somebody else go and rule the country. You cannot do the job. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Again, one of the solutions for illegal possession in Dominica should be minimum of 15 years and 1 year for every bullet. If the Prime Minister feels he can go anywhere in Dominica without security, tell him prove it by going to vacants without security. Prime Minister, if you feel safe, what's the reason for a great Dominican wall around your house in vacants? The problem, somebody admits, is not the Prime Minister, it's the court system. Too many slaps on the wrist. Zone Rouge has more power than the police. Somebody's saying here. Good morning, good afternoon to you. This is the talk on the block, yes.
Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
The Prime Minister can go anywhere without security, not even in dream that it happens. But even in dream, if he go in dream, he will never be the same again. He's wicked and got all the poverty in Dominica. I only see this, I don't hear about him. Sacabon.
Hey, yo, be very, very careful. 44930. Let's have a conversation without trying to insult everybody, okay? Or anybody. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Mark,
Yes, nurse?
good afternoon, Mark.
Yes, sir.
That is Nurse Diagram.
Good morning to you.
Yes, Mark, I'm not going to blame you, Prime Minister, 100%.
Okay.
But at least I'll blame him 90% because he is the leader of the country. Mark, Carnival Day, my child was in jumping up. When you're going up
By the Lotto, yes, from a Lotto office, yes.
3 fellas hold him, and Mark got 8 stabs. They cut his aorta, they cut his lungs, they cut his heart, and they cut everything, Mark, to kill him, that he would be dead. Mark, they took the boy, they arrest them, they just go to or from them, and they hold one fella, which was the Allen boy. But Mark, after we go around and I watching this situation, they never ask me a question as a mother, yeah? Maybe they tell them I am not an easy person. I stood up watching my husband in court. First time he has encountered to have a child dead. So sometimes he put his hand in his pocket. Sometimes somebody, when you're irritable, Mr. Rample, could you stand up well in the court? Put your hands straight. Else you have a big position in government. I will send you to Stock Farm. Matt, I say, what are you in there? A person that lost a child? And Matt, when they go around with their story. Matt, not guilty. But Matt, I would like the government to put something in place, maybe some people, ex-people that retire like police and, magistrate and things like that. So Matt, they let go the boy. It was alleged, I know the home they went, $250,000 was paid to all of them. It's alleged, Matt. And Matt, they throw my child case out. And Matt, when my child died like a dog in Roseau, my only child I had alive, I lost one before Matt. And I love that child. Just got to send to England to study. Matt, no justice. So when people die like that and the case lost, it does throw. But at least the Prime Minister should meet with the government again. Even call us and have a talk because Matt, they are people, they are not dogs. And Matt, nobody study me. You know what I'm going to do? No, man, not voting for nobody. No justice, no vote. And I'm a day to die. Matt, Dominica is wicked people. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. 449-144 is the afternoon time. I just want to keep sounding that message from Father Sharpless a couple of months ago. Oh boy, nobody sees, nobody knows. Who's going to tell the police what's going on? Who's going to tell the police? Who's going to tell the police? Yeah, Sharpless.
Nobody knows, nobody sees. Why? When something happens, nobody sees, nobody knows. Why? Does that mean that Gregory goes down into its tomb because nobody sees, nobody knows? Why? In other words, if I see I run away and my mouth can exist, and I can assure you, church, whatever happened to Gregory, somebody knows, somebody sees. And you know why somebody knows and somebody sees? Because somebody is discussing it quietly among themselves.
Of course, making the connect there to murders that took place there in the Vacants community some time ago. Emphasizing the very point. Somebody may have seen, somebody knows something, but nobody talking. You know, somebody reminds me that song of Dice, sung in 2005, I think it was. It's still relevant today. Let's give you a reminder there.
Dignity for the best, and my gratitude to you, never to not express. I am concerned about all the other frustrated, less talented brothers. No role model and no guidance. All they need is a little chance. The system don't get a ball, and violence is all they do. The society and the bandit, so. Every day the life is filled with problems. I can tell you I know them. But today God help me, and I finally find my need. Can I ever forget my brothers still in the deep? Cause when I see them I know it's good after me. God, Calypso has rescued me. Now I sing for my brothers, the less fortunate, who are heading straight to the judge or the magistrate. Brothers just like me, think no one care. So in this country, and can't go nowhere. I'm calling on all the take care for the youth of this country. Do something to help my brother for me. Oh, somebody help my brother for me. Again, for me, I say again. I mean, no, for wrongdoing, human beings have a free will to choose. No longer a personal matter, it's daily public and war vendettas. It's anti-social situation deserves proactive attention. Otherwise, eventually we will see the effects on our economy and the very fabric of our society. We just look at people and say, man. But remember, no child ever born and choose to be bad. Without like second chances, circumstances ordinary can make you a successful man or a derelict on the street. Cause in my heart I know this could have been me. Look what Calypso has done for me. Now I sing for my brothers, to less fortunate, who walk the streets full of anger. Oh, that's just like me. Think no one care. In the society, which is so unfair. I'm calling on all the searching for a soul to set free. Do something to help my brother. Me. Oh, somebody help my brother. Many pillars of society for children who someone gave an opportunity. So easy when you get up there, you get caught up in your own affair and forget to pass on the baton or cast your bread upon the water. But whatever time to go, all the oil money land the gold, you still have to live down here in this wretched world. Mankind have lost your humanity. And tell me, are you not touched by the images on TV? Wrenching poverty, death and human indignity of millions of children in countries like Sudan and Haiti.
Hey, Brother Blind, join this one, huh? It deserves a repeat, right? It could be you or me, huh?
Here in this country, no, I sing for my brother.
Nobody speaks, nobody knows.
Who live and die such a mean.
Somebody said, man, Zone Rouge is the headquarters for the snipers. Hence the reason the police were directed to return the bench. Oh, Dominica.
Somebody please help me run and for me.
On the issue of homicide, it's always a concern. Whether it's 1, whether it's 2 or 12, it is a concern. It rattles the psyche of the citizens and residents of the country. And it brings trauma to communities and families. But at the end of the day, for us to see these things going away, all of us must play our part. We must assist the police in apprehending those who are involved in this, because somebody would have seen, somebody knows something. We are a gossiping nation. We know a lot of the business. You know what I'm saying? We're a storytelling nation. So how we don't know about these things? We have to know. We know everybody's business, except when it comes to providing the police with information to apprehend criminals. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? We know things about people that people don't even know about themselves. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to get serious about this stuff. And when the police and the government are taking action, we must provide the support. You recall that when we brought the RSS down earlier this year to assist with eradicating guns in our illegal firearms in our street, we were criticized for it. We're criticized for it. And all the government has been doing is employing all the resources, all the strategies at its disposal to ensure that we maintain our country as a peaceful nation, as a nation that's thriving on security. Because the last thing I want in Dominica is for us to be faithful to go to the hot water, to go to the beach, go to the river at any time of day. So far, thank God, we can do that without any real fear of our safety. We all can walk the streets of Dominica without any community in Dominica, without fear of our safety. You understand? I can go to any part of Dominica without security, and I will not feel unsafe. You understand? And I think we have to maintain that level of security in our country. But for us to maintain this, we have to have the support. Now, the illegal firearms coming into the country is a major source of this. It's a major source of this. This is where the illegal guns are being used, and we've been working with the United States government, and they've been very helpful, I must say, in that regard. We have purchased at a very high cost to the Treasury scanners. We now have a scanner in Portsmouth. We have in Roseau. We increasing our surveillance, everything, and so on. But at the end of the day, the police can do so much. The state can put so much resources. But if we do not have the society support, because crime is a societal issue, and for it to have a solution, we have to have a societal response to it. So we will do everything possible. But certainly, whether it's 1 or 2, the number is inconsequential. It is really the activities that we have to look at. So whether it's 1 incident or 20 incidents, it's 1 too many. And we have to press on the accelerator on this and to do what we have to do. And I think too that's where the courts come in. And the courts, I try not to say anything about the courts because you can never quote me as criticizing the courts. So I'm not here criticizing the courts. What I'm saying is that the courts are part of the society. a judge and a magistrate live in the society, and they must be aware of the concerns of the society in the application of the law. So if you get one guy for gun and you send him for 5 years, and you get another guy for gun and you charge him $7,000, what happens? You understand what I'm saying? So we have to look at the application, because the law as it stands is draconian in nature. You know, we amended the laws. This law is draconian in nature. You know, it's very strong. It is very robust. I think that's why we have to get the application of the law and understand. This is not for the executive to do this, for the judiciary to deal with. But I think that the society must feel that every arm of the government is doing what they must to protect the citizens of the country. So Parliament, the executive, which is the cabinet / the government, and all the government agencies, the police and customs and immigration, etc., and then you have the judiciary. But as the executive, as the Parliament, we have no control or rule over the judiciary. That's a completely and absolutely independent arm of government. And I think everybody has to play the role. Sometimes when you say this, people take it personally, they believe criticizing. No, I think everybody has to stand the test of scrutiny. And if we're going to have a solution, then we must have an honest and fair and transparent conversation about this matter. But rest assured, the government is not sitting on its laurels at all.
All right, Dominica.
Does that mean nobody knows, nobody sees?
Just heard the Prime Minister, and of course, you heard Father Herman Sharpless at the end there, saying part of the problem is that people don't speak to police. And the Prime Minister said that, of course, at the beginning of the insert there, you know, people are very silent when they know what's going on in this country and stays very, very, very quiet. On the line with me, you know, I'm looking for solutions, again, solutions oriented. Is with criminologist Peter Seja. He's spending some time in Dominica for the Christmas holidays, and we just want to engage him for a couple of minutes here. Mr. Seja, good afternoon to you. Welcome. I know I caught you off guard this afternoon there, but we want you to be part of the conversation. We're looking for solutions as it relates to, you know, what seems to be an increase in crime in Dominica. So good afternoon to you.
Yes, good afternoon, Matt. It's always a pleasure to speak with you, and good afternoon to the listeners. Yeah.
So tell me, I mean, it seems that we're having, and it's no secret that crime is on the increase there, especially murders. We just had a drive-by shooting there in one community in the north. So people seem very concerned. And I mean, this is absolutely, we're looking for some solutions to that kind of problem. But where do we start?
Well, you know, Matt, I think it is a right time. If we do not awaken now, when we have at the moment, if it is not the most murderous year that we have seen since independence and since we know ourselves, it's very, very close to it. If it has not surpassed what we know, the worst that we had seen before. So if there's a time to wake up, to accept a wake-up call, and to not put our differences aside, but to actually bring our differences together, to save the men and women, the children, and the family members that are impacted by these matters. And for me, as a peaceologist, I see the basis of matters that relate to low stress and high joy, and the types of things that relate to people wanting to cause harm to others and using different tools, whether it is the poison, whether it is the hands, whether it is a knife, or it is a gun. We have reasons why we can ask why are certain types of killings more numerous than other times. But fundamental to most of those killings is either a desire to kill, a desire to maim, or a desire to harm. So why is it that we have this heightened amount of rage that could lead to this violence against our fellow human beings? And what it is that even those of us who may have that rage, those of us who do not come to that point, what can we learn
from each other in order to resolve conflicts more amicably and to live more peaceful lives. And I think in terms of solutions, the Prime Minister mentioned about the separations of powers, judiciary, the executive, and so on, and the fact that government and all aspects of it is doing the best it can to address this matter. Further to say, not only do you have the different arms of government that have different proximities to how much they are directly involved with these issues of crime and violence, but we have also three major sectors in society. We have government, we have the business or corporate sector, and we have the we call it NGO or non-profit sector, right? So in addition to the government itself, there's the corporate sector, the business society, and the non-profits. We also need to do the best that we can to be able to understand the issues, right? To accurately analyze what is going on, to build on what works, and to find solutions. I'm going on Thursday to Boone's funeral, over at Pastor Dr. Rodney's church over there at 2:00. His father, I will mention this thing, but his father was a very close collaborator with me, as Gloria Walsh and I on the ground in Silver Lake. And his son, he's one of his sons that's still alive, witnessed, what happened to his father, what happened to his brother. And there's a lot of complex trauma, and there are a lot of people who pass through victimization over and over again. I'm hoping that we are really entering a new phase where we can do some things much better. And part of it, again, just very briefly, is to get an accurate understanding of what is going on. We have some sense, but we need more accurate understanding, and we need to really build on what is already working.
But of course, the problems I see persons talking about is a breakdown in trust between the police and the public. How do we mend that?
Yes, well, the trust between the police and the public, that has been ongoing. And of course, without trying to dissect anything, around the world where I do research and do national security consultation, there are often strains between the police and the community. There are some strains more persistent than others. In Dominica, that has always been the case. Next year is going to be, when I say always, that's been present. Next year is going to be 30 years since we did the research in Grand Bay. And the Grand Bay community, the Grand Bay area neighborhood study that ended up with the community policing program started off because of the distrust that happened in when Hilarion Barron was killed in I think it was November 26th of 1995, and the trust between the residents and the police caused so much uproar that eventually Willie Fevrier and the village council, Charles Gregoire, and Pierre Charles and others, came together. But the fundamental issue really was that trust between, not the fundamental issue, but a major challenge was the trust, because if the community and the police have to come together to work, and one is not trusting the other, it's a very fragile possibility, and there's a lot of room, and hopefully we can improve that, but also get to the men that are between the ages of 17 and about 35 to 45. These are the ones at the highest risk we see to fall victims of perpetrators to this type of violence. And we need to actually work closer with those populations.
I know, a couple of years ago, you and I think Tiani B. Hansen had some activity in the Wesley Woodford area where you brought the drug lords together and have a conversation. That seemed to have quieted the situation for a while, but it seems it's re-emerging in the north, and something is going on. Somebody needs to, pay attention, persons like yourself and maybe the security minister and others concerned about, trying to bring calm in the north.
Yes, well, Matt, there are, in our business, there are three levels of response. One is prevention, to do something before anything happens. One is intervention, to do something while something is happening, before something worse happens. And the three is interdiction, that things get so bad that you kind of actually may have some losses in the process of doing things. So we really don't want to get to interdiction, because lives can be lost collaterally and so on. We don't want to go there. But the intervention that we did, Tiani B. Hansen, of course, and with many others, and we had folks that were in the non-profit organization, Francis and others that were collaborating with us. And I worked very closely with Ron Dodds and Chad Andrews after this event. For years, it's like still now, Von and I still have levels of collaboration because he committed himself to make some of his own changes, although he wasn't the only issue, but the man was shot 11 times. And the word on the street was that, maybe there's going to be 12 people, 11 people shot, one person shot for every bullet he got. I mean, that was public knowledge. And he was seen to be so capable of getting revenge for what happened to him. And he was able, through this process, we were able to turn this thing around. We were able to have those that were the victims and those potential perpetrators. And part of the success is that we worked with the people who were going to be the trigger pullers and the people who were already shot. So it was not very difficult to get some calm. And if we do not continue and work with that momentum, it is good to work with community and police relations at that level. But you really have to work with the intervention of the active people who are likely to be the trigger pullers. And they are not that difficult to work with. I mean, a lot of these guys are just trying to have a good life like the rest of us. So I think what has to happen is that the type of work that we did there in, I think it was 2011 or so, in Wesley and Marigot area and in Calapiche and so on, we need to maintain and do more of that work with people who are most likely to be the trigger pullers or be on the end of the trigger of the nozzle after the trigger is pulled.
But tell me again, it's the we just saw the feds in Dominica, and of course trying to solve. I'm hearing that they're on the ground trying to do more investigations, read some serious gun crime that was committed. Of course, persons was trying to export from Florida, export guns into Dominica, and of course they were caught. But it appears that it is a trade that's going on for some time, and the police may not be on top of the situation or are on top of the situation. But the question remains: do you think that we need international help at this stage? Because crime seems to be on the increase in Dominica. Do you think we need help? I mean, let's be honest with each other now. I'm brutally honest. Do we think the police in Dominica, do you think that they have the capability to resolve some of this problem?
Well, Matt, I would say that we have to know what we call the totality of the circumstances. That you have to know almost everything that is going on. It's almost impossible for the layperson to know, and even for some of the intelligence I may have, it's not possible for me to say it on the radio because I have oaths not to do those things. But at the same time, yes, the short answer to me is yes. That any time that you are having a challenge and other places are other allies and other experts want to collaborate with you to help you with these problems, I think generally it's a good idea to collaborate for good. Of course, there have to be some parameters and some understanding of how you do that, because sometimes you can invite people to help you and they make things worse. But oftentimes you invite people to help you or they invite themselves and you accept them, and oftentimes it can be good. So I would say, as someone like myself who collaborates with other countries on behalf of other countries to deal with some heavy matters, I say most of the times it can be help should be something that should be accepted with some good parameters.
And again, we just saw the RSS, in Dominica recently, but it seems that now that they have gone, we've seen an increase in gun crime. So something seems not to be right here.
Yeah, so I've trained the RSS. I've done RSS trained RSS in many different settings in the Caribbean and in different times. And there are reasons. When the RSS shows up, it's an extraordinary period. It's not a normal day. And it's not everything that is extraordinary we know. And some of the things that are extraordinary and not everything, things that may happen yesterday. These could have been things that have been happening for a while or things that may be a threat in the future. But I know the RSS, the Caribbean is actually, the region is actually lucky and blessed to have the RSS because we have the types of levels of training among those officers of different countries that can really bring to fore addressing some of those problems in ways that, again, is more like interdiction. But after the RSS leaves, there have to be trails that are left behind, with units like the SSU and the regular other parts of arms of policing and the community to be able to deal with those matters. Because RSS doesn't show up to keep your place safe all the time. It really shows up for interdiction and to help to prevent things from getting worse. But we need to have, that's why I've said, Matt, that we need the same way we had a national response to COVID, the way we had a national response to AIDS and so on. We need a national response. We need an initiative that has different components to it, of which community policing is a part, of which policing is a part, in proper community police relations, and we need to have a component that really deal with the highest risk people to help them stop killing themselves and killing each other, and to also work with younger people who may take their place later on if we do not do enough on prevention levels.
All right. Of course, Mr. Sejan, thank you again. Thank you for, of course, sharing your thoughts this afternoon there and trying to bring solutions to the problem. In a nutshell, we need a national response. That's what Mr. Sejan is saying. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Boy, they're listening to that insert you're playing from the Prime Minister on the matter of security, and I'm really just laughing. This guy really believes Dominicans are foolish and not to have the brain in their head. Think of when Mr. Dario was brought to court for importing an illegal firearm or ammunition and was given a slap on the wrist. The Prime Minister said he can go anywhere without security, yet expanding his security details. He has the most security details than any previous prime ministers in Dominica. He also been talking about cooperating the police. Who overrides the police during the confiscation of the gang Zone Rouge? Boy, this guy is just a fraud. Somebody said, Matt, why we are gossiping in a nation in Dominica? I'm asking Scary to gossip on his son so Cannot Dress family can get justice. Gun crime, people gossiping, police don't hear, they don't see. It's just like a vehicular homicide. Somebody else says, Matt, the Prime Minister stresses on society assisting security in reducing or even eradicating that level of crime. However, he and his administration would resist and not supportive of all. The same people urgently calling for assistance. There was just one serious example. Matt, a lot of work needs to be done before the scene. Special units with public knowledge cameras can also be installed at key areas on the national main roads throughout the country. And they use task and probability the primary focus. Putting cameras around the country, maybe to a certain extent. Because I tell you, solar lights have been stolen all over the country. Do you think they will leave the cameras alone? So many solar lights have been stolen at this time. Somebody says counselors and mentors should start working with schools and young people. We need a reduction of the idle hands. Mentorship initiative, pair youth with responsible adults in society. Youth conflict resolution, training and mental health counseling, grief and crisis counseling. There should be support groups, especially in place to help families. Police cannot solve crimes. Government cannot solve the issue because the people don't trust the police or the government. Police have to put a bench back or put back a Zone Rouge back. Let me take my time on this one. Police have to put back a Zone Rouge bench. Police laughing people when they're making reports. Gangsters in office. Prevention is better than cure. This government set the precedents for what's happening now a long time ago. Young men are indoctrinated into thinking they are recruits in the interest of security. We are a small population. RSS is not the answer. It's 2:16 in the afternoon. We'll take a break and we come back. Let's take a phone call. Are you there, caller? Yes.
Hey, Matt, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. How you doing, bro?
Living 1 second at a time, my brother.
Thank you.
1 second
Thank
at
you.
a time.
All right.
Matt,
I'm here.
you asked Mr. Stranger a question, and he didn't answer you directly. You asked him whether you think the police in America are capable of doing the job, didn't you?
Yep.
All right. But Matt, the question is not if they are capable of doing the job. The question is, are they allowed to do the job properly? Just watch that, Matt. Guns are coming from America, and it's not the first time from wherever they're coming from. I sure there's a name, there's a number on the bill of lading, on the box or wherever, and yet nobody's arrested, Matt. The senders are arrested, but the people that are supposed to receive the goods are not arrested. Why? Matt, you remember before, anytime you could read and write, you could be a police officer.
True.
You go and do a test. Right now, the police in Dominica right now, they are much more educated, man. Most of the police officers are high school graduates. Most of them are college graduates. Am I right or am I wrong?
That's true.
We didn't have that before. So they are some of them are much more intelligent than what we used to have before. And we used to be able to solve crimes before. Because the police were allowed to do the job. They were allowed to do the job. There was no interference. You understand what I'm trying to say? So the question is not whether the police are competent. I think we have very, very competent police officers in Dominica. Because they have the training, they have the technology, they have everything. Now police can sit where they are and listen to your conversation, man. You know that, right, in Dominica?
Of course.
Both police and customs can listen to your conversation. Did they have that before?
Nope.
No, they didn't have that kind of facility. They were not facilitated like that before. Yet still they used to stop crime. So the question is not about whether our police are competent. I think they are very competent police officers. But something is wrong. Something is wrong. And I always say, Matt, like a certain person say, we have all this, we have all the snipers, we have all this, we have that. I don't need security because I have all my people have my back, Matt. These are damning statements, you know. These are very, very serious statements, you know. And I always say, Matt, the crimes that are happening can be solved, but does the authority really want it to be solved? Who committed the crime? The people are coming from probably are the supporters. And some of the supporters. Are you going to go after your supporters? Are you going to go after people that have your back? We need to think about those things, man. Okay? Thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you. And of course, we're going to take a break on that note and we'll come back right after this. This is Q905. This is the Talk on the Block. Stick around.
Unwrap the magic of Christmas with Veep. Buy $15 in any Veep products for your chance to win a $1,500 do-it-center shopping spree. To enter, just write your name and contact number on the back of your receipt and drop it in entry boxes provided, or WhatsApp a photo of your receipt and contact number to 616-8810. But hurry, entries close on December 19th. Unwrap the magic of Christmas with Veep for a happy, healthy home. Distributed by Fine Foods, Inc.
If you know quality, then you must know the manufacturers of Dominica's finest rums. Belfast Estate Limited, over 80 years leading the industry with exceptional standards and formidable customer service. We present the manufacturers of BB Rum, Soca Rum, Red Cap Rum, Cask Rum, and the signature Belfast Estate Rum Punch. With island-wide distribution daily, Belfast Estate Limited has cemented its mark as the distributor of choice for products like Eldorado range of rums and creams, Kubali Bear, Corona Bear, Guinness, Root Boy drink, and of course, Sunblast juices, Topper Snacks, Vitamalt, and Pine Hill juices. Call the office at 440-7032 or visit the distribution outlet at Jimmy Dominica. Follow on Facebook or Instagram at Belfast Estate. Belfast Estate Limited, your leading manufacturer and distributor of rums in Dominica.
Super 6 just keeps on getting bigger and better. The jackpot is now over $800,000. It's real, and it could be yours. Purchase your tickets today and make those big dreams come true. Super 6. Bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
All you, I just made goal winning Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie's. I tried to dock in, but he had time see me. Well, story start again. Million, lot of my father with us, Salcapella. I said the same thing you do it, shopping at Flossie's. And you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I'm busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? About my pocket, the boy. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Well, when you're still telling me, I know already. To pack I expect him, why? But it can him up here for Palais. I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Floss's. Right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Floss's can't do it to you.
If you know your favorite store, dial it now. 612-1253. That's Mega Deals. You can rely on Mega for some real deals on name brand clothing and electronics. High quality, low price. We are a wholesale and retail store located in Calabashi, right on the main road. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram at Mega Deals Dominica. Like our page. Check out our stuff. Call us. Visit us. Would appreciate that. Come try it on. Love it. Buy it at Mega Deals. Your one and only online and brick and mortar store. Mega Deals is also on wheels. We make it convenient for your shopping. We deliver straight to your door. Email us at info@megadealsda.com. Rely on Mega Deals for some real deals.
Fiona Habit in collaboration with title partners TBS Radio, begin to Financial Express, the Dominica Lotteries Commission, Going Global Entertainment, and the Sandman present the 2025 Dominica Music Awards, Saturday, January 3rd, 2026 at the Intercontinental Hotel, 6 p.m. The Royal Red Carpet Entrance. Other partners include the Sandman Calypso Artist of the Year, Texas Rio Artist of the Year, SCS New India Assurance, Calypso Artist of the Year, Nature Island Press Production, Gospel Artist of the Year, Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited, Band of the Year, Do It Center, Social Media Influencer of the Year, the Republic Bank, Photographer of the Year, KFC, Junior Male and Female Artist of the Year, Courts, Male Artist of the Year, Bob and Sarah, Songwriter of the Year, Rainbow Hill Villa, Zuko Artist of the Year, Joshua Francis, Album of the Year. Platinum partners include Q95 FM, NCCU, Fine Foods, and more. Other partners include PNO, Dr. TV and Dublin, Telnaji Sports Shop, Variety News Group, Multi Solutions Inc., and more. The 2025 Dominica Music Awards, January 3, 2026, Intercontinental Hotel.
Super 6 just keeps on getting bigger and better. The jackpot is now over $800,000. It's real, and it could be yours. Purchase your tickets today and make those big dreams come true. Super 6. Bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
All right, it's 2:25. 2:25 is the afternoon time. Are you there, caller? Sorry, I missed that call. Let's move on there. In the afternoon, we're talking crime solutions there. Somebody's saying sometimes you go to a police station and the policemen are in and out of the district, don't even want to listen to you when you file a complaint, and you hardly see their faces when they're in their comfort zone. You have to keep calling for assistance.
Good afternoon, my friend. I've been listening to your program as usual. Matt, I guess your listeners will listen to me. No matter what they say about our Roosevelt scare, we in the Labour Party, we love our Prime Minister. The guy could call him vagabond as he. That is it. I'm God for this gentleman, and the first thing they could was warn him and tell him what they want, and he got people for him. We love our Prime Minister, man. What they say, and it's not they that put him here. It's not they that put him in power. It's we, the Labourites, that put him in power, and the Almighty guiding him. So when the guy said he could pack his thing and leave, he's not living like that. Nobody not pushing him away. It's we that Labourites that put him in, and we the diasporas will come back down. Anytime election call to elect Roosevelt Skerrit and the Dominican Labour Party. So they could hump and jump. They could get upset if they wonder about him. I letting them know, we the Labour Party members and we supporters of the Labour Party, we love our Prime Minister to the bone. They could jump high, they could jump low, they could say anything about him. We love him to the bone. PM, we in the diaspora, we in the Virgin Islands, especially them taxi, my taxi colleagues, we all love you because of the development you're doing for Dominica. So Matt, tell your callers, they can jump high, they can jump low. Scary Jala, Ike West, stay.
All right, let me ask you a question, Erwin, my friend. So Skerrit can do nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. If he tells you the sky is red, you will repeat that too? So he can do nothing wrong, right? In the eyes of Mr. Erwin out there in St. Thomas. Sometimes you have to think of what you said before you say it, my brother. Huh?
Skerrit ka menti. Tout se bougla qui a venu, qui a dit au parfait habituel, il connaît une weapon, il a menti. Ka menti. Because il a back, il a oui. Les cas dit les bagailles là, because pièce gouvernement qui sérieux, pas ça, il a fait. Il a deux bouts de feu. De pour parler qu'on homme. Moun ne peut souhaiter pas votre moun qui a regardé pour. Il est qu'un moun. So il gagne les, your formalin, this, your formalin, that, il peut même l'éveil. C'est un plague. En l'air, on plague, on plague. On écoute tellement de black qui va parler, comme moun qui m'a yam chaud. On plague, en l'air. Eh bien, tout le monde sorti là, c'est plague ça, c'est toujours Dominique. Ou ça, si vous voulez, pas jouer, mais mon toujours cadeau, jouer ça, mon vous et bah, parce que vous jouer tout qualité les autres bagages, mon cadeau jouer.
Well, just jouer, handbag, well, just jouer. Oh boy, Creole is a special language. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there? Hello? Hello? What's that?
When last is scheduled to write in your mind?
In my mind, of course, I just spoke about many times. I've defended Skerrit on the radio. What do you mean? What he has done right in my mind? Mr. Mills, come with a different question. Thank you very much. On the telephone, 2:30. Yes. You never heard that many people criticizing me for supporting Skerrit and many things he have done? Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you. How are you doing, sir?
Do you actually say that the crimes in the Caribbean have been gone down since Jamaica? You didn't ask him that question, and if the crimes in those countries have gone down, from what I heard, I think you should ask him that question, comparing to Dominica. If Dominica is going up or if it's going down. Matt, yesterday I told you what happened in Antigua. You had a lot of robbery was going on, and the Prime Minister called in the gang leaders, spoke with them, and he keep them in control. Matt, there was a time in Portsmouth, they was breaking the yachts. When the president of the Indian River asked for the police assistance, the police tell him they cannot come out at night. You know what he does?
He formed his own security to protect the yacht industry. And everybody know who I'm talking to, the president of the Indian River, and he and his boys. And today you hear the Prime Minister saying when he passed Portsmouth, a lot of yachts there, but the people not coming off, which means it haven't got entertainment and maybe they get the bad report. But there's many ways to deal with the problem. I told you this morning is the young people that vote for the government. More, you could see. Do the government set up an environment for the young people that have problems to come in? Even the same guys on the block there. Do they put things for them? I told you that yesterday. Do they buy a property and do they give them certain freedom like the people that sell in the passport, CBI money? Do they give them priority to buy a compact caravan, to buy a musical? Because it's music they like, is those things, is business they want to do. They don't have time to go in the garden. They want to do business. They want to trade. They want to sell. They can sell vehicles. They can order vehicles. Do the government think of that? You've seen everybody else buying property that working with CBI. How they don't put those convenience there for them? Wadix, our ambassador, tell them, go and talk with the young people. I think they must just tell you, the government need to get the former commissioners and them and set up a group of former commissioners to deal with the young people where you don't have to go in violence. I told you Friday they had a big thing in the market, people selling and police coming there with guns. Open the market for the young men and put shops there for them like how it used to be before. That's how you're going to get the tourists to come off, and that's how you're going to get them to occupy. You take out the young man in the bayfront while he's the shop, selling his little drinks for the tourists. That's why the tourists are coming off the ship. You go breaking down the coconut farmers that's selling there. There where you need to involve the young people. You must set up a place for the young people to come and talk, and that's where the Prime Minister has to get an ambassador, put an office so that the young people that have problems can come and talk. You have a man from Point Michel, which is a leader of a band. He's a former teacher. He meet a student who was going to do a crime in Roseau. He that talk to the student, he come on the radio and say, and I know you know who I'm talking to. These are the people. Look, you have the scout in Mao there. You have the commissioner of scout. Train these guys to put the scout on the road, bring them in part of the security system. As somebody was telling you, they're taking the lights off the road, they're taking the machine of the hospital, and those little things you cannot solve it. You need to get undercover cops by now. You need to get like VI in Dominica. You never see them with a uniform, and in the public, the Minister of Security boasting about police and them are doing well, they're educated now. All these young policemen was trained under the commissioner. You have a commissioner there from Marigot, from Jimmy, Leopold, Vic. Get them to set up an office to deal with those problems. Get the former teachers that deal with them in the block. You must empower youth, you know. You must, just as how you're giving the foreigners all priority, with passport, money, this, that. Because the ministry not working. Look, he asking to give the foreigners security. You want to give them amnesty in visa, but the foreigners cannot get a visa. Even the government approved the visa for them. Somebody have to lie down after the government, they pay for it. That's the system not working mad. When you speak to Mr. Shays again, ask him if the crimes in the Caribbean going down, because the government in the Caribbean, they put convenience for the youth. They set up programs for them. That's what the Prime Minister had to do. That big building in Roseau there, right by the credit union there, open it up for the young men and them to put their shop there. I have a friend of mine, we used to be in Guadeloupe, you know, sitting in front of Jackson. It's only in the season he can open his place. Only Christmas time, Carnival time, and the man bringing in all this expensive grocery. Look at them people in front of my Jollies there. They cannot come and rain falling. Your people first, the youth first. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Thank you very much. This caller says, provide opportunities for young people. Just received a release there from the United Progressive Party condemning recent fatal shooting, calling for urgent action to address gun violence and support for men in crisis. The United Progressive Party expresses its deepest condolences to the families and loved ones affected by the recent shooting incident that tragically claimed 2 lives in Southern Pine. This latest tragedy marks the 20th shooting incident on our island this year, a devastating milestone that demands immediate and comprehensive action. The release continues. The UPP condemns the illegal use of firearms in Dominica and the senseless violence that continues to tear apart families and destabilize our communities. Quote, we cannot remain silent while our brothers, sons, and fathers lose their lives to become perpetrators of violence. The leader of the United Progressive Party said, this pattern is clear. Many of these incidents involve unemployed males or individuals caught up in destructive cycle of illicit drug activity. We must address the root causes of this crisis with urgency and compassion. The United Progressive Party is committed to being a part of the solution. We are pleased to announce our intention to host regular men's wellness forums designed to empower men to redirect their lives toward positive and productive future. These forums will provide safe spaces for dialogue, mentorship, and development, mental health support, and community building. Furthermore, the UPP calls on the government of Dominica to immediately establish a formal men's bureau under one of the existing government ministries. Such a bureau would coordinate programs and policies specifically addressing the challenges faced by men and boys in our society, including unemployment, mental health, substance abuse, and involvement in criminal activity. The UPP urges all stakeholders, government, civil society, religious organizations, businesses, and families to come together in a united effort to end gun violence and create pathways to hope for all Dominicans, particularly our young men. That was a release there from the United Progressive Party, UPP, led by Mr. Joshua Francis. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yeah?
Hey, man, good afternoon.
My brother, how you doing?
Not bad. You okay?
I'm okay for now.
Okay, I am not there to blame the Prime Minister for the death of my son. That's Canada's father. What you mean? It's going on 3 years now and no justice for my son? Nothing? And I cannot sleep in the night? Up to do the I can't get justice for my son? That's what I want to say this afternoon. Thank you.
That's all you. So the police have spoken to you about it, about what happened?
Matt, I have spoken to the police already. The police tell me he put the case in the DPP hand, and then up to today nothing. Nothing. I tell you, nothing is happening. Nothing. No case.
No case. Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. I tell you, nothing at all. Nobody doesn't call me. Nobody doesn't tell me nothing. I call the police and I tell the police what is happening in the death of my son. He said it's not he put the matter in the DPP hand already, and that is just it. I'm not hearing nothing. Nobody's calling me nothing, and I cannot sleep in the night. I'm just thinking about my son.
How do you feel? How do you feel about the fact that nothing's been done?
Matt, I'm just telling nothing. Nobody's calling me. What I have to do, I do it already, and no justice. I'm not getting no justice for my son. I need justice for him. My son was an animal. My son was a human being. You understand? He was a human being, and my son was taking good care of me, you understand? And up to today, no justice for my son.
I can understand. It's the father of Hannah Dress, they say? Who was killed in an accident there in the Bellevue, including the Prime Minister's son. So hence, we can understand the father's concerns. Reports indicate that, of course, the Prime Minister's son is out of the country. So there has been no prosecution there of that matter. That matter has been brought up a few times. The question always remains why. What is good for the goose is good for the gander, right? If somebody else's son, they'll be dragged before the court, right? On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yeah?
Mr. Pete,
yes.
I'm listening to all that is going on there. But you know where I go, I shiver. You know
You
why I shiver?
You shiver
The
because
man who spoke to you there, my brother in Christ, after Joseph.
okay.
And the children were my children at church when they used to come to church, all of 4 of them, 45 of them. I found all of them. You know? And I love these children. I don't know when I meet some of them, they call me.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I want to tell my brother, Affle, that nothing goes unseen by God. We know the story of Cain and Abel.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bible says, be sure your sins will find you out. Ask God to give you peace to sleep at night. Yes, God offers peace. He said, offer peace. But don't worry. One of these days, everything will come to light. You just rest in the Lord, wait upon God, and then God will work it out. There's nothing too hard for God to do, Brother Affle. I love you, Brother Affle. You know I always love you. Sister Pam talking to you. And I telling you, don't worry about that. Your time has passed within, like there's no hope, but hope there in the Lord. God works in a mysterious way, one that to perform. What happened in darkness must come to light. God bless you, brother.
God bless you. Somebody says on there on Facebook. That's a question the journalist should ask the Prime Minister at the next news conference. What has happened to that case? Should I ask that to the Prime Minister or should I ask that to the police commissioner? I think that should be a question for the police commissioner, right? He just heard him say he doesn't get involved in matters like these. Huh? Somebody says, but Malik was not wasn't walking, you know, or working. So who paid? You mean working? So who paid the passage? I don't know that. I haven't heard from my friend Black Pepper. Black Pepper, what's up? Yes. Talk to me quickly. Yes, good afternoon to you, sir. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just listening to the discuss there, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of indicators that I see people are far. They are far off from the real indicators. But a basic indicator you presented a while ago. You played a song of Dice,
Mm-hmm.
right? Look at what Calypso has done for me. He sing for his brothers, the less fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, where does Dice live?
Right
what
now,
community is Dice from?
Dice is where Dice lives right now as we speak.
No, not right now, but what community? Basically, where he hangs out. Gota village, right?
Gota village, but he's from Delis, but
he's from Delis.
Yeah,
then he lives from Colade and Gota.
Gota, yes.
Yes, the bottom line. Yeah, the bottom line is Dice has a reality of connection with the ills of the ghetto.
All right.
And Dice is saying, look, Calypso rescued him. Not the government, Calypso. Meaning he was able to put an act together, his talent together, and got significant revenue to live a crimeless life out of Calypso. So in Dice's song, based on a true testimony, everybody can attest to that 10-time king. The reality from somebody speaking who had a choice and decided to do something as based on a given God-given talent is that there's a way out, and it's not about the rest of the society per se. It's about what the government puts in place to occupy a young person time within the economy of Dominica. Matt, crime is optional, you know. You understand? You either go into something to get revenue that is of criminal nature. If you have a choice where you can de-risk your life, de-risk your family life, de-risk everything, and get the same revenue, what would you choose? You wouldn't choose to go the way where you're safe?
Mm-hmm.
But in Dominica, the problem is that the alternative, the options are not thriving in Dominica. We're running a wrong and only fact. Let's talk what it is. The place structure, when come for revenue and job for young people, it tie up, Matt. And that is the bottom line. And it is government responsibility to take step money their main revenue being passport sales, and to see how they put it back in the system that can accommodate the growth and the independence of young people for getting a job and being part of the economy. That is the bottom line. People just running around saying this, that, saying that. That is the bottom line. Drugs is the way out. You understand? Fellas want to take care of their little girls. Girls want this, girls want that. Ministers come in overnight. The fellas forced to go and do drugs and things, trying to keep their woman, you know. It's a pressure to even keep a relationship because of what that against you. What that against you that in the system, that benefiting from the system, just come in and undermine your personal life. You self-forcing, trying to keep your little chick, you have to go that turn a thing, come back, see if you can be too little like to have her in-house. Or else the politician will take on you, my brother. You're running away from the facts, playing ignorant. I hate to sometimes I doesn't listen to the program, and I gotta shake my hand and I say, but what is it they're not just saying it as it is? You have a bunch of undisciplined people running the country. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to create. So we're in that dilemma right now. That is where it starts, man. And let's not run away from the facts.
So you're saying basically it's unemployment. That's the main issue here.
But what is unemployment? The economy is not flamboyant to do with heavy commercial activity, heavy tourism activity. Government has not designed Dominica to make that type of economical momentum. Not every year, hundreds of children leave in school. Where they go in, Matt? Where they go in, my brother? Only fit to face the reality. Where they go in? It don't have job. It don't have job. You have China there. At the other day I say, but hold on now. With all our relationship with China, okay, let's try to take an advantage of what China is best at, manufacturing. Why don't we try to see how we can take China and incorporate, based on our strategic position in the region, to have ourselves as a logistic dispatching chain for China goods into the US and all kind of thing like Taiwan, all them thing there. Right? Why can't we set up a big logistics center and employ 1,500 people like Amazon to package, pack. These are things they have to start to put in place. When the international airport come, you can have a 777 cargo from China come in, touch down within 24 hours, have that shift, and then let the Amazon logistics do the dispatching from the region, which might be more convenient than people trying to get things directly from the States. If we have to think ahead and see how we can be inclusive based on how the world is designed economically, sometimes our relationship with China, we're in a good position, you know. We're just being run by some blind bats. They're not seeing how they should capitalize on the relationship. There's plenty room to capitalize on the relationship. Look, Trump put up tariff on China. China need an alternative to get back into service in at least the region. Instead of the goods going into China, get the high tariff, and then you have to ship out of China to the Caribbean islands. You have to go through Emil, you have to go through this, you have to go through that. Emil should be shipping out of Dominica for his logistics chain as being a midway warehouse for China. Based on our diplomatic relations. You understand what I'm saying, Matt? That's the kind of conversation I want to hear going forward, that a government that's thinking as to how you incorporate yourself with the diplomatic ties you have to advantage country directly. That's me and scared need to sit down, you know. Perhaps you have to call me, you know, because right now, I think right now you're just scared, and all that in your head is power. You don't have to do all what you're doing there to stay in office. I'm not telling you that. You just have to make people turn in the country, make the turnover of that type of revenue, sustain the country. We don't have to sell nothing. Like passport on that level.
But let me ask you a question about Black Pepper. Of course, you seem like you know the system. You seem a little angry there. What do we do to stop these young men from killing each other? I want to ask you a question.
Matt, the first thing you have to do is identify the perpetrators. Now, the perpetrators have one place that they go all the time. They're always in police custody under suspicion and whatever. The first set of primary people you have to target to educate and put a skill set in is them. You start from the prisons. If you don't want to congest the prison, which is technically is an expense for the government, you put into some apprenticeship program where you go for a probation period, but you have to do a particular skill set course. So when you finish that course as somebody in probation who have done a little misdemeanor, or maybe it could be a serious crime, but because you're a first-time offender, you get a chance. You, the system, must now put an alternative in front of you, designed by government, for you now to have a choice put forward to you that is on the table. You go to prison, you're going straight back into it without no other influence of alternative. It's alternative that is the issue, Matt. The government is responsible for presenting an alternative to society. You have to start there first. And then for you not to get to there now, you have to implement some serious programs, especially through skill set, in the school curriculum. So now you don't have to wait for somebody to do a crime to now get a skill. They already have something that could be deemed independently occupying them when they leave school, such as plumbing, electrical, roofing, all those things, man. Man, look at me where I be, what I doing. I can it working. I have all my academics, but I tap in for a skill set, and it working for me. It hurting me to see people that just run where they are not really inclined on the theoretical part.
So are you suggesting to me that no ministers in government is giving any creative ideas in terms of helping the prime minister, with going forward?
But man, how they giving it and you're not seeing it? How they giving it and you're not seeing it? Go in any village and ask any man if they're under any program designed to acquire a skill set and then getting an attachment with any project that's going on in Dominica. Go and ask anybody. But they're on the block, sit down smoking now. They have not a choice. They're trying to keep their peace. That have consequences. But that's what they're doing. They're trying to keep their peace. But when the same fellas get an opportunity and they come out Dominica, be it Antigua, be it St. Martin, be it St. Thomas, be it Miami, be it New York, them man is the best set of skill set on foreign soil. I'm not telling you that.
But somebody's asking me.
I know.
Somebody's asking me.
Dominica is one of the best contractors out here.
Somebody's asking me on Facebook, boss, do you think these young people want to work?
They want to work, but they want to work in something that they can relate to. These people are not academically inclined. Most of them don't have the discipline to sit down in the office setting. That is not their vibe, but my brother. A man prefer fire and nail going on a roof, doing a roofing, and if a chick pass, he can say, "Psst, hey, baby, what's up now? I'll check in you later. Let's go for chicken later. Pay there today." But guess what? He occupied getting straight money. No matter what he do after that, he good to go. Fellas have a passion for their hands. After marriage, you don't see how much things fellas do on their own. It's in our DNA as black people, Matt. It's not something we have to try to create, It's just discovering it within ourselves. It is there as black people. When it comes for skill set, it's in our DNA, my brother. You have people driving truck. Do a trucking school. Do something. Get people into value for money. The man just sit on there. I don't know what they call run in a country. I just don't get it, man. And it upsets me now, but I'm in foreign now. So I rarely see how systems are put together to make things work. I know some barber shops in Chicago. When you go there, everybody that trim in here making $900, $800, $1,000 a day. Leave it in jail. Everybody learn Baba in jail. Go Baba school. In jail, them and tell me. Yeah, I learned that in the county, bro. For real, yeah, man, that's the shit. Man have deadly car park outside there. Man have their crib. Man making $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 a day. Man, you have the comes. Man, one more thing before I go. Take, for example, you see all that money they like to give and they bring in for small business and all of that, man. They're wrongfully strategically applying that. Because when you take a little one money and you put it in an entrepreneur hand and the entrepreneur have to be system bound to try to keep that money running, it's a strain. But my advice to the government is to open like a mall and make people rent booths instead of occupying prime ground property in Roseau for other more significant investments. Just open a shopping mall and everybody have their little booth for like 600 a month, 700. That is more manageable. Based on what they're selling, they turn around, they can see, they can go with something. But no, by the time you do a little nails and in Roseau there, by the time you have to give them not 1,400. Quick what of your money you make going the rent, Matt? It don't work in. So even though you give them a job stat, you give them stipend or whatever, you say, well, bank give money for this and that, it's going right back out into nothing. It is not impacting the household. It's not really building them in capacity for themselves. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That thing we need some serious discourse. And Mr. Scarrett, I tell you straight, if it means you have to organize just random people and have some type of forum of consultation with people to get ideas that can work. The other day I tell Al, with all the hardwood floors you're doing in States, you have Lincoln there, big labor right. You have you there, big labor right. None of all you never go down there and ask the government, let's put a program together for the summer to pass on our skill set in a training program in Dominica for man to do hardwood floors. Man, not. I see fellas putting drywall back to front in Dominica, my brother. The brown part facing outside. It's bad, Matt. You have fellas that can go down there and give like a month, a 3 weeks of their time to run a program to educate people on the skill set. Fellas willing to do it. I say, talk to the big man. I'm ready to come down and share what I know. Gucci ready to come down. Fathead ready to come down. Chin ready to come down from Atlanta. We want to do it, but the space is not there. It's not inviting, my brother. And when them same fellas come in foreign, there's the best right hand you can have. Yes, we have to be bringing all kind of people from Dominica, from foreign, to do the same work in Dominica. And them man on the block, they don't have the skill set exposure to be occupied in that. That's the reality.
All right, Black Pepper. Thank you. What a great contribution there from Black Pepper. Somebody do something for me. Black Pepper, thank you very much. It's a lot commendations coming there for you this afternoon here.
My gratitude to you, me I want to know that you pray.
Somebody says, Black Pepper, you mean well, but these thugs, their mindset is crime. Just like Di said, just a little, they need a little chance. We can always condemn them, if they're not given another chance.
So, every day filled with problems. I can tell you I know.
One of them.
Today God help me, and I find my need. Can I ever forget my brothers still in the deep? Because when I see them, I know it's good after me. God, Calypso has rescued me. Now I sing for my brothers. Less fortunate.
Hello, yes.
Matt, this is that song. Calypso show, I see no joke. Cheers from people. I was one of them. This song, when Dice was singing it on the stage, oh my. Boy, that was sad. And I have just begin his movement and those things with Calypso. It was really good. It was nice.
Hello, talk to me, yes? Yes.
I called earlier, but let me finish my contribution. Let me tell you. If things started to scare it and leave him, let me tell you. I want you to do something for me. Investigate how many Dominicans are working in the biggest project Dominica ever seen in the airport. You can do by section. How much laborer, how much truck driver, how much operator.
Well, he said over 400 yesterday in news conference. You there?
You were supposed to call me on something.
No, but he said over 400.
Dominicans, 400 Dominicans.
Yes, that he said.
But that's good. But they need more. They need more because that is giving what Mr. said a while ago, black pepper. Very good. That is part of my thing. Work, you're not working. Idle hands, the devil will use them. You have to put people to work. In the time before, you had the training center. If you have good economics and so forth in education, you learn a trade. Right now, the trade is the jobs back door. They already say, come and buy book, they take people, everything. So it's going on. Anyway, you have an answer for me on something you never.
Okay, I'll call you, Jimbo. Thank you. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Yes, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, yes.
Matt, we West Side don't want Dominican to work. Our school was born in Dominica. He sent to Barbados. It destroyed families. It destroyed agriculture. It destroyed everything in Dominica. The man don't want Dominica to improve. He put Dominica in a lot of poverty. And he can have agriculture right now. The man deadly. That's all about it.
Something to help my brother. Me. Somebody help my brother.
That government don't care. And why worry about them? They're very wealthy and they don't care about poor people. All they do is lying to the people, and some people, they never travel. They'll believe them because they're not educated. That's a WhatsApp message. A message on Facebook then. This is how we wrap it up there in the afternoon. To all the contributors this afternoon, saying good afternoon to you.
And I lost your humanity. And tell me, I'm not touched by the images on TV. The heart-wrenching poverty, death and human indignity of millions of children in countries like Sudan and Haiti. Every time I see them, I know.
Again, Black Pepper, great contribution this afternoon. Maybe we'll have a chance to play it again sometime, so the government can get a message. Huh?
No, I sing for my brother. Who live and die such a mean. So if you hear my voice in the world out there, you can make that choice.
Hey, brother Dice. Somebody's asking, are you part of the Calypso competition this year? I guess one of your fans there.
Somebody please help the brother for me.
Unwrap the magic of Christmas with Beep. Buy $15 in any Beep products for your chance to win a $1,500 do-it-center shopping spree. To enter, just write your name and contact number on the back of your receipt and drop it in entry boxes provided, or WhatsApp a photo of your receipt and contact number to 616-8810. But hurry, entries close on December 19th. Unwrap the magic of Christmas with Beep for a happy, healthy home. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
If you know quality, then you must know the manufacturers of Dominica's finest rums. Belfast Estate Limited, over 80 years leading the industry with exceptional standards and formidable customer service. We present the manufacturers of BB Rum, Soca Rum, Red Cap Rum, Cask Rum, and the signature Belfast Estate Rum Punch. With island-wide distribution daily, Belfast Estate Limited has cemented its mark as the distributor of choice for products like Eldorado range of rums and creams, Kubali Bear, Corona Bear, Guinness, Root Boy drink, and of course, Sunblast juices, Toppers snacks, Vitamalt, and Pine Hill juices. Call the office at 440-7032 or visit the distribution outlet at Jimmy Dominica. Follow on Facebook or Instagram at Belfast Estate. Belfast Estate Limited, your leading manufacturer and distributor of rums in Dominica.
All you, I just me goal winning Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie's. I tried to dock in, but you had time see me. Well, story start again. Million, lot of my power we got, huh? So, fella, I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossie's, and you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? About my pocket, yeah. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Well, when you're still telling me, I know already. To park I expect him, why? But it could my pepper palais. I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Flossie's, right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Flossie's can't do it to you.
If you know your favorite store, dial it now. 612-1253. That's Mega. You can rely on Mega for some real deals on name brand clothing and electronics. High quality, low price. We are a wholesale and retail store located in Calabishi, right on the main road. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram as Mega Deals Dominica. Like our page. Check out our stuff. Call us. Visit us. Would appreciate that. Come try it on. Love it. Buy it. Mega Deals. Your one and only online and brick and mortar store. Mega Deals is also on wheels. We make it convenient for your shopping. We deliver straight to your door. Email us at info@megadealsda.com. Rely on Mega Deals for some real deals.
We all have it in collaboration with title partners TBS Radio, Begin to Financial Express, the Dominica Lotteries Commission, Going Global Entertainment, and the Sandman present the 2025 Dominica Music Awards, Saturday, January 3rd, 2026 at the Intercontinental Hotel.